Nearly 100,000 people being urged to evacuate, and now another challenge looming just days away.
The Trump administration set to unveil an economic punishment against Iran today, being compared to the D-Day invasion of World War II. The new details. Plus, the U.S. trade war with Canada escalates, threatening to raise prices on more consumer products.
An ABC News exclusive. The mother of actress Hayden Panettiere speaking out about her daughter's death at age 36.
When you look at a beautiful girl who's got an incredible career, even though it has had its ups and downs, but, you know, you look at that big picture and you go, why would you be suffering?
What she's revealing about her daughter's recent struggles.
A quarter century after 9/11, a breakthrough in technology helps identify a victim of the World Trade Center attack.
Criminals targeting professional athletes. Now, another NFL star falls victim.
A robot breaks another human track record at the World Humanoid Games.
And what we've learned about this baseball fan who lost everything in her purse catching a ball.
From ABC News, this is Good Morning America, First Look.
Good Monday morning, everyone. I'm Sophie Flay.
And I'm Reno Roy, in for Hannah. We begin with that wildfire emergency in the West.
90,000 people have been urged to evacuate their homes, and the scale of the damage around Reno, Nevada was still uncertain overnight.
This morning, a fast-moving wildfire near Reno, Nevada, forcing tens of thousands of people from their homes. Families filling up shelters.
They're concerned about when they can get back to their house, and they're coming here really with not much. They're feeling what any human would feel, and it's the anxiety, it's the worry, it's the fear, it's the stress, it's the unknown.
Strong shifting winds and dry conditions fueling the Hawk Fire, destroying homes and burning more than 15,000 acres.
To a lot of people around here, this is their entire livelihood. This is their entire life they built for years and years, and we've never seen a fire like this.
Nevada's governor declaring an emergency in Washoe County, deploying the National Guard. Firefighters battling nearly 90-degree heat as they try to get a handle on the flames. Still 0% contained overnight. The fire even jumping a major highway, making it hard for crews to reach some of the hot spots. At least 6 people have been injured, including 3 first responders. Officials say the fire was human-caused, but have not confirmed whether it was intentional or accidental. And now another challenge looming just days away. The annual Burning Man Festival is expected to bring some 80,000 people to the region. Many pass through Reno to stock up on supplies and stay in hotels. But with so many people displaced by the fire, locals are urging visitors to stay away, saying those resources are needed for evacuees.
And about 10,000 power outages are blamed on the fire.
Parts of Hawaii could see 15 inches of rain from tropical storm Moke. The Big Island is expected to get hit the hardest today as the region tries to recover from last week's hurricane. Meanwhile, people in Gary, Indiana have gone nearly 2 weeks without power after severe storms hit the Chicago area. About 10,000 homes and businesses were still offline. We're told power should be restored by tomorrow.
The Trump administration is announcing new economic penalties on Iran today, which they're comparing to the D-Day invasion of World War II. But closer to home, a different economic war with Canada is threatening to raise prices on more products. ABC's Karen Hua has those details. Karen, good morning.
Sophie, good morning. Iran is responding to new threats from the Trump administration as the war drags on, while Republicans voice more concern about those trade tensions with Canada.
This morning, the Trump administration is set to unveil what it's calling an economic D-Day against Iran. Economic penalties, it promises, will be the toughest in history in hopes of triggering an end to the nearly 6-month-old war. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent writing, the sanctions will be the single greatest financial offensive ever marshaled against an adversary, saying the goal is to sever every economic lifeline until Tehran stands alone. Iran responding with its own threats, warning if the economic war continues, not a single drop of oil will be exported through the Strait of Hormuz. And the conflict may be spreading in cyberspace. Hackers believed to be based in Iran have already hit American infrastructure, apparently targeting water systems in 7 states. And now British officials are reporting a similar attack.
A small-scale energy generator was attacked and shut down for 4 days. The Telegraph newspaper reporting it was an Iranian cyber attack. Nobody lost power, but the government is taking this incident seriously.
Meanwhile, a second economic war, this one with America's neighbor. President Trump's 50% tariffs on Canadian goods took effect this weekend. Canada's prime minister is now vowing to match them, dollar for dollar, beginning September 8th.
We've got the reserves, we've got the resilience, we've got the plan, we've got the focus. We will respond.
Trump's trade policies appear to be rattling Republicans just 10 weeks before the midterm elections. Maine Senator Susan Collins, breaking with Trump on the tariffs, is not expected to appear with Vice President J.D. Vance when he visits Maine today. And at least 8 Republican senators from farm states are now publicly opposing Trump's plan to lower tariffs on imported beef, the anxiety reaching the president's inner circle. Sources say Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, recently met with House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries, looking for common ground. Jeffries could become the House Speaker if Democrats take back control of the House this fall.
Now, as for those new sanctions on Iran, the Trump administration hasn't said yet what they'll include or how they'll be enforced. Rena?
All right, Karen, thanks so much. A new warning from Ukraine. President Zelensky says he expects Russia to call up another 300,000 troops this year. He believes it's part of a Russian push to capture more territory. Meanwhile, Zelensky is rejecting calls to hold wartime elections, claiming they would divide Ukrainians.
Now to an ABC News exclusive. The mother of actress Hayden Panettiere speaking out about her daughter's death at the age of 36, describing her struggles in recent years. Here's ABC's Allison Kosick.
This morning, Hayden Panettiere's estranged mother speaking with Good Morning America. Leslie Vogel telling ABC's Rhiannon Alley about the moment she learned her daughter had died from a possible drug overdose, days before her 37th birthday.
I was numb. I was just numb.
The actress suffered cardiac arrest at this South Carolina apartment complex last week. The police report claims her on and off again boyfriend Brian Hickerson and his brother Zach were there and called 911. Hickerson pleaded no contest in 2021 to felony charges alleging he had abused Panettiere. Vogel says she would like to see Hickerson held accountable for Hayden's death. Authorities have said there's no sign of any foul play in Panettiere's death.
I'm so happy.
Panettiere grew up in front of the camera, from commercials to soap operas. Vogel managed her daughter's career as a child, but their relationship became strained. Panettiere said at 19, she tried to separate their personal and professional lives.
I remember being hopeful, but there was that part of me who knew her too well. But I also wasn't expecting the reaction that I got, which was, you owe me.
Vogel is pushing back on her daughter's account of their relationship, but confirms they were no longer in contact. She says her daughter struggled after handing over custody of her daughter in 2018 to her ex-fiancé, Vladimir Klitschko.
I want Hayden to be remembered for the talented, beautiful, outgoing, intelligent woman she really was. But I also want people to understand that it is my belief that she was suffering.
Panettiere's death raising concerns across Hollywood. Actress Melissa Gilbert, who starred on Little House on the Prairie as a child, is calling for better protections for child actors, saying, "We need to work with the studios and networks to establish accessible free mental health support for all child actors as they transition into young adulthood." Later at 7 a.m., Panettiere's mother explains the troubling signs she saw in the last year and how she says she tried to help her daughter. Sophie, Rena?
Allison, thank you. Time now for your Monday weather.
Good Monday morning. We're watching for the possibility of severe storms today. A couple of different areas, western Nebraska, also southeastern parts of Louisiana, southern Mississippi, and that's amidst a major heat wave, relentless heat over the southeast. Heat indices well into the 100s right through the middle part of the week. Places like Jackson all the way back toward Dallas. Actual temperatures up to 110 plus. Palm Springs and Phoenix. Extreme heat warnings in effect for much of the Southwest. Meteorologist Jeff Smith, ABC News.
Coming up, remembering a beloved star from a 90s sitcom.
Also ahead, a young pilot describes the decision she made over the ocean after losing an engine.
And the breakthrough that just helped identify a victim of the September 11th attacks 25 years later. We're back with that plane's emergency landing off Boca Raton, Florida. 23-year-old pilot Faith Tenkley was headed to the Bahamas to pick up her parents when the plane had mechanical issues and one engine failed. She called her water landing smooth and the plane was eventually pulled out. A lifeguard quickly helped her to the beach and she's okay.
Nearly 25 years after 9/11, a victim of the World Trade Center attack has just been identified. The discovery is a first of its kind thanks to a breakthrough in technology.
For the first time, New York City's medical examiner and the NYPD have identified a victim of the September 11th attacks using genetic genealogy, pairing DNA testing with family trees. Our Aaron Katursky spoke with the team behind the discovery.
You could not have imagined this 25 years ago.
No, the technology that really wasn't there, and it's growing every day.
It's amazing when we get a possible new ID, and then when we are able to confirm it and know that now another family is going to have that information.
Scientists in this lab have spent 25 years on the painstaking work.
Does it ever weigh on you that this is from September 11th?
It's important for us to remind ourselves just how important what we're working on is.
The newly identified victim is an adult woman. Her family has chosen to stay private. She's one of nearly 1,100 victims who have never been formally identified. The medical examiner's office has vowed all along never to give up, trying to identify as many of them as possible.
Being able to provide answers, even despite the passage of nearly 25 years now, to family members who lost someone as a homicide victim on 9/11 is deeply meaningful, and the families are uniformly grateful.
Officials say 47 more victim profiles are good candidates for being identified using the same technology.
A passing to note, actress Shelley Fabre has died. One of her biggest roles was as Christine Armstrong on the 90s sitcom Coach. Her co-star Craig T. Nelson calling her a great and grand lady. She was 82.
Coming up, criminals targeting pro athletes. Another NFL star falls victim.
Also ahead, a manhole mystery deepens.
A manhole mystery in Manhattan. The NYPD is investigating after 3 people were seen emerging from a manhole near Madison Square Garden. Police believe the suspects were looking for valuables. It's the latest in a series of incidents, including one where a person was nearly hit by a car.
Remember the daredevil couple who climbed to the top of the Empire State Building in July? They're due in court today, facing a string of charges, including reckless endangerment. They recently said whatever happens, they'll accept the consequences, which could include 7 years in prison if they're convicted.
Dolly Parton is sharing an update on her health. She tells People magazine she's dealing with issues that she didn't pay attention to while caring for her husband, who died last year. At 80 years old, Parton says she experiences dizziness and dehydration. She said, "It's not like I haven't been through hard times with my health," adding, "Even though I'm still healing, I'm still working."
We turn now to the criminals targeting pro athletes. Another NFL player has fallen victim.
This morning, an investigation is underway into a 6-figure break-in at the home of Dallas Cowboys star receiver CeeDee Lamb.
CeeDee Lamb, touchdown!
Police say Lamb's Texas home was burglarized while he was 1,400 miles away at training camp in California. They say the suspect broke in through a window and took several high-end personal items. The Fort Worth Star-Telegram, citing police records, reports 4 luxury bags were stolen, worth more than $300,000. No arrests have been made. It's the latest in a string of break-ins targeting some of the biggest names in sports. Just last month, an intruder entered the Pennsylvania home of Eagle star Saquon Barkley while he and his family were asleep.
They were fine afterwards, obviously unsettled as anyone would be.
Those suspects still at large. Lamb and Barkley join a growing list of athletes including Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Joe Burrow, and NBA star Luka Doncic, whose homes have been targeted in the past 2 years. Many of those cases were traced back to South American crime rings, and there have been arrests. Federal prosecutors have charged 7 Chilean nationals, and this past spring, 2 more suspects were arrested in Argentina.
They come into the country, they use alias names. They many times will bring false passports with them to go open bank accounts. And once they can do that, whatever they can turn stolen goods into cash.
The NFL has warned players not to post on social media in real time and to keep valuables out of sight.
Coming up, why so many people are expected to call out sick today.
Plus, what we've learned about this fan who lost everything catching a ball. Time to check the pulse. We begin with the sick calls expected to pour in today at offices across the country.
Yeah, records show today, August 24th, is the most popular day to call out sick from work. It's mostly because of the nice weather in these final days of summer.
Next, First Lady Melania Trump enjoying her need for speed.
The First Lady joined the president to kick off the Freedom 250 Grand Prix in Washington. They took a ceremonial lap of honor and the president raised the green flag. Mrs. Trump says her love of racing goes way back.
When I was growing up, my father introduced me to the races and to the race cars, and he owned some incredible cars from Maserati and Cougar and Mustang, Mercedes. So he introduced me to design of cars and the mechanics and also the speed, and I loved it every minute of it.
The drivers sped through D.C. Kyle Kirkwood finished first. Next, what could have been an expensive night at the ballpark.
Yeah, a woman caught the game-winning home run ball at the White Sox game, but everything in her purse flew out while she was celebrating.
We're happy to report she got everything back and she traded the ball for some autographed swag. From the big leagues to Little League, there was some muddy mayhem at the Little League World Series over the weekend, where rain may stop a game, but it does not stop the mudsliding on the hill behind the stadium. The kids just loving it. Next, another sign that robots may soon take over the world.
Another record was set at the World Humanoid Robot Games in China. One robot ran a quarter mile in 38 seconds, beating the human record by 5 seconds.
The same robot also beat Usain Bolt's record in the 100 meters, but the games aren't just about speed. Robots joined a bean-picking competition.
Okay, that one's new.
Unexpected.
Top headlines next. Checking more top stories, about 90,000 people have been urged to evacuate their homes because of a raging wildfire in Reno, Nevada. The Hawk Fire has burned more than 15,000 acres so far.
The former Illinois sheriff's deputy who shot and killed Sonia Massey in her home has died. Sean Grayson was serving a 20-year prison sentence for Massey's murder. Grayson had been living with stage 4 cancer. He was 32.
The Trump administration is announcing new economic penalties against Iran today. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says the goal of the new sanctions will be to sever Iran's economic lifeline.
Former NBA player and activist Inez Cantor Freedom got into a verbal altercation at the Chicago Sky WNBA game before being ejected from the arena. He's a critic of transgender athletes competing in women's sports and had words with Sky player Natasha Cloud.
Today's weather: showers in the northeast and heavier rain from the southeast into the plains. Dangerous heat across the southern half of the U.S.
And finally, one exceptional cat.
Here's Danny New.
This is Erebus, and he's now sitting with a Guinness World Record in tow.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 8 on this one.
With 8 toes on one paw and 7 on all the others, this Maine Coon has 29 toes, breaking the 28-toe record that has stood since 2002. And he's being quite humble about the whole thing.
Very relaxing to be a world record holder.
Right.
He's like, it's just another day for him.
A little Polly baby girl.
His parents, Kendra and Hunter, own a breeding cattery in Wisconsin called Blue Northern Maine Coons.
Good boy, too.
But his biological parents, specifically Dad, can help explain the historic appendages. His father, Senzano, has 6 toes on each paw, coming to a total of 24. The normal amount for a cat is 18.
Dad is from Russia and mom is from here in the U.S.
He's doing really good. He's eating, drinking.
But what really sets Erebus apart is the fight he put up earlier this year after suffering from pneumonia and an aspiration event only a few months after he was born in March. For the record, Kendra says this was unrelated to the toes.
Hey, baby. Erebus.
But Erebus even had to spend time in an oxygen machine, and Kendra says the vets told her his outlook did not look good.
Would you call that a miraculous recovery?
I would say that's
Yeah,
definitely
I
a
would.
miraculous
Yeah,
recovery because his lungs they're supposed to be black. They were completely white.
But just a few months later, they say his lungs look completely normal now. So does that mean Erebus will soon be heading to a new home?
He's staying with us.
And guys, Erebus is named after the Greek god of darkness because of his shadowy fur, but obviously the comparisons stop there.
Too cute. That's your GMA First Look.
Have a great day.